Hey guys, it's your boy Valo back with some more boxing. So, Vasyl Lomenchenko will be versing Jason Sosa tomorrow, and this is to defend his WBO super featherweight title. Now, Jason Sosa is not the big matchup that we expected for Vasyl Lomenchenko. It's not the people. Is not the caliber of fighter we'd expect to see Vasyl Lomachenko against, but he is willing to fight, and he is he's willing to fight, and so he still is dangerous. He is 20 and lost one. He's he's just come off a good win over Fortuna. His style is a little bit sloppy and a bit messy, and I wouldn't compare him in his skills to Lomachenko, but that willingness to fight and take the money, take he just wanted to get in there and fight. And you know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of Orlando Salido, who beat Lomachenko. Now Lomachenko's got 7 wins. Yeah, he's a 5-time defending champion already with those 7 wins. But against Orlando Salido is 1 loss in his second pro fight. Salido was up to fight, and yeah, he fought dirty and he was quite rough and boisterous and throwing punches everywhere, and just how many low blows did he fire in that fight? A lot, but did what he needed to do, targeted the body, and shook up Vasyl Lomenchenko and beat him off his points decision, split decision. So when you're up, when the pressure's not on you and you're up and ready to do the job, you might just go in there and beat the shit out of this guy, because he's got very good technique, and he's regarded as, if he never had that blemish, he would be regarded as one of the pound for pound best. And in terms of footwork, skills, hand speed, the whole package, he's very good. But when Orlando Salido targeted the body, he mashed this guy up. Like in this picture, you can see him head first, leading him with the body, and Lomachenko couldn't take the pressure. Another example of fighters that can't take the pressure against strong opponents. Look at Chris Algieri against Errol Spence. Errol Spence was targeting the body, and it worked. So, will Jason Sosa target the body? Will he have watched that Orlando Salido fight and thought, you know what, fuck it, I'm just going to go in there, guns blazing, make this a barn burner, I don't care how good this guy is, I'm coming there to rough him up. He thinks that he can just walk all over me. Well, guess what? I'm going to take a shit on his field. I'm going to take a shit in all over his chances. Well, let's see what happens. I personally think that obviously Vasyl Lomachenko is going to be trying to outbox this guy. But if he underestimates him, he could be in for a longer night than he expected. Because I think Jason Sosa has got power. And for a person that's just up for a fight, he's not just a slouch, you know what I mean? He was like their third choice, because obviously Vasyl Lomachenko, even though he's still regarded as the best and he's put in good performances against guys like Nicholas Waters and defending his title a number of times, he still has that blip of Orlando Salido. So I think before this fight they were trying to get that rematch. But obviously if I was Salido, and they want to, obviously I know that he wants to rematch, and he's this big guy on top ranks, and I'm gonna want a lot of money for that fight. I'm gonna think, well, I've beaten you. You want to fight me again? Yeah, I'll fight you again, but I want a lot of money for it. Like I want to buy my house with the amount of money that you're giving me. You know what I mean? Because I know that you're possibly better than me. So at least if I lose, I want a house. You know what I mean? I want that kind of money, which I can just say, you know what, I've lost, I beat him, and then I've lost, but I've got this, you know what I mean? So apparently the money that was put on the table wasn't enough, because obviously that's what I'm saying, they're just throwing money at him thinking, just take that for a rematch. Sort of like, you want this more than us, but at the same time now, with fighters, he's in a position of power because he has something that Vasyl Lomachenko wants. Vasyl Lomachenko wants to avenge that loss, so he can demand that big money on the table. So I think that would be a very interesting fight, them two again. Orlando Salido was very dirty in that fight, and he came in very heavy. Like, even if you look at this picture, he's almost coming in like a welterweight. He's massive compared to Vasyl Lomenchenko. So that's why this fight between Vasyl Lomenchenko and Jason Sosa is happening tomorrow. But I wanted to catch the weigh-in because I haven't seen it yet. But I wanted to catch the weigh-in because I wanted to see the size and shape of Jason Sosa. Obviously, we're not going to know until actual fight night when he rehydrates and goes back up to whatever weight he's walking around normally. But I think people know that if you, especially against someone with skills, if you know you're not gonna, because let's face it, when you're facing Vasyl Lomachenko, you know you're not gonna go in there and outbox him. You're not expected. Nobody expects him to do that. So if he did, that would be amazing, but it's highly unlikely. But the best thing he can do is bulk up and rough this guy up, because when it's a fight, all of that stuff, all of those skills can only matter when only skills we can are able to work when that person is in their comfort zone. Do you know what I mean? If you put him under pressure, how will he fight on the back foot? Because I know he doesn't have that much power, Vasyl Lomachenko. So him being pressured, how will that affect him? Well, let's see. This is a test for him. I don't think he should just be underestimating this and think that he can just walk all over him, because I don't think it will be that easy. But I do think that he will win this one. So Vasyl Lomachenko versus Jason Sosa. He desperately wants that rematch with Orlando Salido because he wants his revenge that loss so he can be counted as pound for pound top. But you know what I mean? There's a lot of hype surrounding him. Yes, he has the talent. Yes, he's skilled, but he's only had 7 fights. Do you know what I mean? Like, just think of him. Okay, he had the best amateur career ever, but loads of people have really good amateur careers and don't get the chance that he's got. Do you know what I mean? He's had 7 fights and he's defended a world title 5 times. People don't even see world titles like in 20 fights. You know what I mean? Especially in the UK, within 7 fights, you might not even get a British title shot. Do you know what I mean? No matter about a world title shot. So he's managed to find his way to the top quite easily, almost as if he's had a gold spoon in his mouth. But not to take away all of the hard work that he put into the amateurs. He was he was a top prospect before he even stepped into the pro scene. So saying that, he was a cut above the rest in terms of skills. But this is the pro ranks. Pro and amateurs are very different, and that's what Orlando Salido showed him on that night. He says, I don't care how many fights you've won in the amateurs. This is the big boys game, and in the big boy games, I make the rules. And when he made the rules, he beat him on a split decision. So let's see what happens between him and Jason Sosa, and I will be very interested to see that Orlando Salido rematch, because I want to see that, you know, because I back Vasyl Lomachenko. I think he's very good, but when someone is very good but has so much but not that much experience, I don't believe they're invincible. I feel like every champion has got a chink in their armor. Nobody is perfect. And it's easy as a fan to say, yeah, they're the best person ever, Vasyl Lomachenko, woo, 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 like GGG, woo, woo, woo. You know, or it doesn't matter, or Kovalev, oh yeah, Kovalev, he's a knockout artist, or if you're a Ward fan, or it's easy to be a massive fan of these big stars because of their records and everything they've achieved, like Floyd Mayweather. Everything they've achieved, it's easy for someone who's not a boxing to look at it and think, yeah, that's so great, I believe in everything they do. But, you know, I'm here to give you guys a balanced point of view and let you know you're entitled to have your opinion just like I am. So I let you see both sides of it, and I don't think that any sports star or any boxer is untouchable. I believe there is still someone out there to beat you, but means how smart. It just matters how smart you are, you know, and what decisions you make in fighting people. Because, for instance, Vasyl Lomachenko, after he fights rematches with Orlando Salido, I think he will move up to lightweight and fight George Linares. Or is it Jorge? Jorge? Is it Jorge or George? In the UK, we might say George, but it might be Jorge Linares. And then Mikey Garcia, obviously. And then you've also got Gervonta Davis there as well. But Mayweather has said he's got to fight Leon Walsh coming up. So Mayweather has said that he will not be fighting Lomachenko anytime soon. So I think Mikey Garcia and Jorge Linares, or George Linares, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, he could move up to lightweight to fight the bigger names. Because let's face it, at his weight, who is there really? There's got Corrales, but he's not going to fight him because Corrales is fighting somebody else coming up. So that fight was probably his B choice. If he wanted to get an age rematch with Salido, that didn't fall through because Salido wanted big money. Then he wanted to fight Corrales. Corrales was fighting somebody. So now Jason Sosa stepped up and says, "I'll take whatever money you're giving me, because I want to get in the ring." So anyway, Vasyl Lomenchenko, I think he will beat Jason Sosa tomorrow, but I want to see him get roughed up and see him in some deep waters. I don't know if Sosa is able to do it, if he's got the skill to do it, but it's an interesting one. I will be watching it. It's your boy D Vallo. Thank you for watching. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to like and subscribe. It's your boy D Vallo, and I'm on to the next one.